What's up, guys? Madness here. Today I'm going to be going into the mining skill and how to mine decently efficiently to gain higher mining levels a lot faster than what you've probably been used to doing. I'm going to explore all the mining locations that I personally use to get to my current mining level. It is currently at 80. And to start, for new players, all you're going to do to obtain a pickaxe is you're going to go up to this merchant right here at spawn. You're going to click enter and you're going to scroll until you find the pickaxes that he sells. He starts off with the bronze pickaxe at level 1. It's very cheap, it's 250 gold. You're going to buy that. You're going to equip it. And then you're going to head on over to where the bats are in the northwest area of the spawn location. And this is the very first area you're going to start to mine copper and tin ore. Now, they give 10 experience each. For every time you mine one of these ores, you're going to gain 10 experience. I believe you're going to need around 80 ores total to get to level 10, where you will receive the next pick upgrade. And then we'll go into the iron location. Okay, so after copper, we're going to start mining iron ore. Now, starting from spawn, you're going to go down here to the iron location that I preferably use because it's fast and very close to spawn. But these two nodes right here, 1, 2, and even 3 if it's pretty full in the world you're in, come over to it and start mining it for 50 XP. Now, you're going to need to get to level 20 roughly around 65 iron ore, so 2 or 3 inventories worth of iron ore should get you enough to level 20 mining. And so when we get to level 20 mining, I will show you the location from spawn to pick up coal, which is the next on our list for this mining guide. Okay, so now that you've hit level 20, you've unlocked the steel pickaxe, and it actually is faster than the bronze and iron pickaxes at a mining speed of about 1.5 seconds. The bronze had a 1.8 and the iron had a 1.6 second mining speed. I actually went back and looked all the speeds up, and each time you do get an axe upgrade, it does speed up the physical mining speed of your axe, which is awesome. So, level 20, you're going to be mining coal. There's 2 locations I'm going to show you right now that are pretty close together. One is near the forest bats, and one is actually in the PvP area, but it's not a big deal. So the first area, coming from spawn, you go down here, like I said, to the forest bats, past those 2 iron nodes that I showed you earlier, and right over here. There's 2 nodes right here for coal, and 2 nodes right over here. When you do mine coal, coal will give you 115 experience per ore mined, and you will need just over 112 to get to level 30. Now, the other location I talked about, I'm not going to clip it to that location yet because it is that fast to get to. You're going to go from spawn again right here, straight down to the PvP area, right down here, to these 2 nodes, 1 and 2, and if those are taken by somebody else, there's also these 2 right here with the Crimsteel Ore right there, these 2. So yeah, if you're worried about people killing you in PvP, just don't bring your cash stack, leave it in your bank. And if somebody does kill you here, you'll just end up back in spawn, put your ore in your bank, and then continue. If somebody in PvP areas, I've never really encountered anything that bad in the PvP area. Mostly when you're mining, people do leave you alone because they have no interest in fighting you because they know you don't have any gold on you. So yeah. Alright, once you hit level 30, you're going to upgrade your pick to a Crimsteel pickaxe, like the one I'm wearing here. It's got a 1.4 second mining speed. And the two nodes that I go to, starting from spawn, are over here. You just go west towards the locations where the giant hornets are and things like that. And the two nodes that I used, one is here, and the other one is right here. Crimsteel gives you 350 XP per ore, and I mined these all the way straight through 50. It took me about 100 or 750 ore to get to 50 mining Crimsteel. And the reason I chose Crimsteel over Gold Ore, and I'll show you Gold Ore in a second, is because of the distance you have to travel to get to the ores. I didn't think it was worth my time to go all the way down to the Gold Ore and Silver Ore locations. I just mined the Crimsteel instead. Now Gold Ore, if you're interested, is in this location down here by the Raptors. There's Gold Ore nodes in these areas here, 1, 2, a few more further down. And they do give 400 XP per ore, but like I said, it's too much distance. I didn't like the travel, and I also was doing smithing in tandem with mining and found Crimsteel much easier to smith. So there's the Gold Ore. I believe there's Silver Ore in this area as well. I never actually mined Silver Ore. The Silver Ore that I got always came from Meteors. So yeah, I never actually used them. Here's the Silver Ore. They give 135 XP and you unlock them at level 25. But I'll be touching on Meteors and things like that. Like, see, there's a Meteor over here that people are farming right now. It's spawned, I guess, south of the Raptors. That's the location for south of the Raptors. But that's where I got all my Silver Ore and Gold Ore from, because I never mined them. I just mined Crimsteel to 50. Alright, now that you've made it past what I would arguably say the longest part of the mining grind, going from 30 to 50 using Crimsteel, you're at level 50. You're ready to use the Mythan pick. The Mythan pickaxe you can either smith or is dropped by rock fiends. Its mining speed is about 1.2 seconds. And we're going to be looking at two different locations for Mythan Ore. They give 650 XP per ore. The first being back in the PvP area, because actually this area is really good for mining. Just because of its location in tandem with your banking box and the other smithing, crafting locations. But here is where I go to mine Mythan. Right here. If you run into stupid crap like that skeletal snake, just kill him real quick and get to mining. Like I said, 650 XP. You're going to need to mine about 1278 Mythan ore, or combinations of Mythan and coal, to get to level 60. So yeah, there is the location in the PvP area, the one I personally use. You can now go to the abandoned mine if you are not comfortable in the PvP area. I understand some people just aren't comfortable going to PvP areas in general, but back to spawn, you're going to go to the abandoned mine. You're going to follow this route here to the abandoned mine. It's not a very far distance. Go past the lake where the fishing spiders are, above the slimes, to right here. You're going to go in the two areas I suggest to mine Mythan. If you don't like the PvP areas, the two nodes here, 1, 2, and then there's a bunch of different nodes for Mythan in the cave bat area where everybody likes to farm pots at the cave bats. See, there's a Mythan node there, and if you come down over here, there's both Cobalt and Mythan Ore in these areas down here. See, quite a bit of them. But for me, I don't personally use this spot. I'm just showing it to you to give you extra information. I prefer the PvP spot because it's so much faster to mine, bank, repeat, and that's what I'm about, is to go as fast as I can to get to the next greatest unlock for mining. Okay, once you hit level 60, you unlock the Cobalt Pickaxe, is what I'm using right now. It's got a mining speed of 1 second. And the location I'm going to show you is again in the PvP area. And again, I apologize, it's just the way the game made mining locations. The best ones happen to be in the PvP zone. And to get to Cobalt Ore, which is what you'll be mining to level 70, you go down here straight south, all the way down past those Mythan nodes that I showed you earlier, and to these 4 Cobalt nodes here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Luckily, not a lot of people come down here this far. Most are just either trying to get to the giant hornets or to the maple trees over to the west. Also, there aren't very many monsters here to interrupt your mining, which is nice. To mine cobalt, you're going to need about 2,600 or 2,769 ore to get to 70 just mining cobalt. But in my opinion, you want to be mining combinations of cobalt and coal so that you can run your smithing in tandem with the mining you're doing. You can get the cobalt pick either by trading players, smithing it yourself at level 60, 62 or 63, or from the Rock Fiends and Rock Demon. They also drop the cobalt pick. If you really don't like the PvP areas enough to not want to do this, they are in the abandoned mine like I showed you earlier near those Mythan nodes, below the cave bats where people farm pots. Okay, congratulations, you've made it to level 70 mining, and now you've unlocked the Varaxium pick. It's got a 0.8 second mining time, which is second fastest in the game right now, next to the Umbral pick, which I will get into in a second. To obtain this pick, you're going to either have to farm Golem for it, he does drop the Varaxium pick, trade it, or smith it yourself. To get to the Varaxium Ore, which is the last ore I'm going to show you, you're going to start here from spawn, you're going to head northeast to the Varax portal. It's level 65 to enter, so if you are not level 65, you will not be able to mine these ores. So I suggest you get your actual combat levels up to 65 or higher so that you can do this. Now, somebody already took these, but these are the first 3 Varaxium Ore spots that are my go-to for mining Varaxium. When these are taken, I head north to this right here where this guy is, and I'll start mining Varaxium right here while I wait for those other 3 nodes to spawn. Now, in case you don't want to head north, or if you want other locations to mine, you can actually head southwest from the portal to these 3 nodes here and mine those instead. Now, when you're doing Varaxium Ore, I don't advise you to head through the portal each time and go back to the original spawn. Instead, I advise you to take this path here and bank here at the Varaxium Bank. I'm not sure if new players know that there's a Varaxium Bank location, but there is, and it's right here. The third and final area that I personally mine Varaxium Ore is this way, towards the Golem location. Just follow this path here that I'm doing now, and you will run into the other 3 nodes that I like to use, which are right here. Now, I use all 3 locations because, to be honest with you, Varaxium is a very popular ore to mine for a lot of higher level players, and I usually end up having to hop worlds to find worlds where they're less populated so I can get more ore more efficiently. You're going to be mining this ore for a long time. This is the ore that you are going to mine the most. And when I talk about the Umbral pick in a second, I will explain to you the experience rates needed to not only get to the Umbral pick, but to maybe eventually get to level 115. Okay, now I'm going to be talking about the Umbral pick, which is right here. I actually got one not too long ago. I made it. It requires a mining level of 90 to wield. And to get from 70 to 90 mining exclusively Varaxite, or Varaxium, you're going to need 36,916 ore mined just to wield this pick. I haven't personally gotten there yet. I'm at level 80 like I showed you earlier. I do plan on getting to level 90, I'd say within the next month or so, on and off, because I am doing a lot of other things Curse of Aros related, making other video guides, and getting more combat related things out of the way. I want to get to level 100 at least. And back to mining, if you had any questions about the max level, that is, I actually looked this up, it's 115 is the max level for both combat and skills. And to get from 90 to level 115, you would have to mine 1,220,667 Varax ore to max out your mining skill. Other things that I wouldn't mind touching on now is meteorites. Meteorites drop in 4 different locations, I believe. One's at spawn, one is next to the smithing hub, near spawn, one is south of the raptors, which I showed you earlier when we were looking at mining gold and silver, and the other one is in the slime fields, I believe. And you will be alerted to the meteor drops in purple text on the screen. You'll see it pop up every once in a while. A meteor has landed and it gives its location. It's a great place to mine because the node itself doesn't go away, so you can just keep refilling your inventory and then banking it. It also drops gemstones, and if you don't know what some of those gemstones are, they're these right here. This is a ruby, a sapphire. I don't have the other one. I forget what it's even called, but it is used in goldsmithing and making rings of treasure. I think it's like Arosite or something. It's purple. But these ruby, sapphires, and the other one, the Arosite, I think it's called, something like that, the purple one, are only found in meteors. So be sure to look for those if you are looking for gold, armor, and making rings of treasure and things of that nature. I'm sure they'll have more use later on. Like right now, silver doesn't really have a use. You can mine silver and turn them into silver bars, but they don't actually have a use yet. Anything else to note for mining? I would definitely try to look for better locations. I don't know all the great locations for mining yet, obviously. The game is still pretty new, and I'm sure they'll add a lot more to it. I also don't think that leveling to 115 right now should be your priority. I think you should stop once you've gotten all the abilities to create Varaxite gear once you start smithing. And that's, I think it's level 75. So you can cap yourself at 75 for now and call it a day and say you maxed out your mining skill. Or go to 90 if you want to use the Umbral pick. And I do also believe that the Umbral pick will allow you to, it gives you a chance to, it doesn't show in the description because I looked, but yeah, it doesn't give you much of any information about it. But it does give you a chance to mine 2 ores at once. So that's really awesome. That's a real boost to your mining efficiency once you unlock that at level 90. For additional information on extra mining boosts and things like that as well, there are these necklaces called Prospector necklaces, and you can attain them from giant hornets southwest from spawn. I touched on those a little earlier when I was going over where gold and silver were. It's in the same location. There's a bunch down there, and they do give a chance to drop the Prospector's necklace as well as the Infernal necklace. Now, it's pretty cheap to purchase. I think it's around 300k And what it does is, on screen here is an instance of it. It gives 5% more mining XP while worn. So gives you more mining XP while worn, but it does disintegrate after 1,000 uses. So that is a good way to boost your mining when you start getting to those higher levels. And I'd say only start using those once you've gotten to Varaxium Ore or better. And yeah, the Prospectors necklace gives that boost, which is some extra useful information for you. And I believe the Rocky Pit, which I don't currently have, makes you mine faster depending on the level of your Rocky Pet. So those are two extra useful things for mining if you want that extra boost as well. Yeah, I'd like to give a quick shout out to my guild, the Phantom Guild. If you're interested in joining our guild, they're awesome people. They will give you any information you need about Curse of Aros. A link will be left in the description for them. And yeah, if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, do your thing. And again, my name is Madness, and thank you for watching.